Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the New York Sports Entertainment Podcast / New York Giants sports fan here, talking
Whoa,
smack.
whoa. I thought we were here talking about wrestling, not the Giants.
Well, I miss football that much. I'm gonna give my 2 minute soliloquy, as Stephen A. says, my soliloquy on my Giants.
Game, but still.
Okay, we won many games this year.
I'm talking about the playoffs.
Yeah, we won one game, but we talking about people's money. We're not going. This is what we don't do. We don't talk about people's money. I'm a Giants fan. I can talk about people's money, but Cowboys fans, y'all can't talk about people's money. You talk about your salary cap situation and your money. Don't talk about the Giants.
Zeke Elliott and Tyron Smith may be gone.
Hey, we trying to keep our players. We ain't trying to kick nobody off. That's what y'all do. Y'all give away everybody, and then y'all be complaining, but we ain't got nobody. So, okay, all right. So, like I said, Daniel Jones, you're going to get your money. Saquon, franchise tag him, and then we're going to be all set.
Isn't he want like 45?
It wants 40.
No,
we not greedy like Lamar. We're not greedy like Lamar.
I'm talking about your boy. I thought he wanted 45.
I heard between 40 and 42. That's what I heard, but it's no here nor there.
He had one good season.
Okay, here we go.
But
here we go.
But you have to remember who was his coaches before then.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The Judge.
So pay that man. Pay that man his money. Pay that man his money, and pay my boy Saquon his money.
Garrett, the man that you said we're going 8-8. We're going 8-8. And
hey,
he's gonna fly in your face.
Hey, like I said, he's gone. We don't get rid of people. We keep our people. We keep our people happy.
We know what the Cowboys do real quick.
What's that?
We keep our players way too long.
Well, maybe that's why I ain't got nobody. Hey, what's up out there, everybody? If you like the channel, hit the like button out there. And what's your favorite wrestling move? Hit the subscribe button. And then on the comment section, let me know what's your favorite wrestling move that you did it to. And I'm here with my boy Michael Anthony, Fitness Gig Economy Reaction Jackson Special here. Tell him what's up, Mike.
Oh, everything's good today.
All right, everything is good.
Other than that mishap.
Oh, the mishap today.
Where you knew about that because I had to take care of some business.
Yes,
before I picked you up
on the gig economy side,
all the way to that toxic waste dump to return a package. I talked about it on my live stream earlier on this Saturday on my channel. You can go check that out. But I'll let y'all know if I got a little compensation.
Okay.
On that particular
money.
On that particular return.
Money. All right, y'all. This is what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about this week in wrestling. Like I said, we're going to go off the cuff, so I'm just rambling.
WrestleMania.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll be able to do something WrestleMania weekend.
Hopefully. I got some projects in the works, and hopefully they work out too.
Hopefully
they work out, so then that way I can get my championship belt that Michael wants me to get.
A custom championship.
Yeah, see, he wants me to get that. So I got to do some things. I got to do some things in order to get that. So since nobody wants to set me up a GoFundMe, I got to do something to get this belt, this fantasy belt that he wants me to have.
Pro AM belts. You can create your own custom belt.
Okay, but it's not going to be free.
I understand that,
but I mean, hey, GoFundMe. Somebody GoFundMe a belt. How about that?
You see my belt?
But see, you pay for that. I ain't got no money right now. Sorry, I ain't got no money right now.
You just started.
So I gotta rebuild. As they always my family always used the word rebuild. So I'm rebuilding.
Do you know the story of a wrestler where they start?
Yeah,
broke.
Yeah, I've heard the stories. $50 a match or $50 a week or whatever. Yeah, that's me, y'all. I'm at $10. I'm $10 a match.
Or what about Just Incredible? All I had enough money for was for milk.
Well, hey, I only got enough money for $1 bottle of water. How about that? And I got to go to the dollar store to get that. And the dollar store is not a dollar store. It's $1.25, y'all.
Yeah,
$1.25.
That's the life of a YouTuber.
Hey, start from the bottom up.
That's
all right.
That's right.
All right. So for this week in wrestling, we're gonna start with Monday Night Raw.
The snooze fest.
Yeah. This week it compared to other weeks. This week was a snooze fest. One of the biggest highlights for me was Paul Heyman and Cody Rhodes. And y'all saw Paul Heyman. Those that watched the show, y'all saw Paul Heyman with that big old neck brace because he got Stone Cold stunned by KO at the Elimination Chamber. And it was the weakest stun I've ever seen. I mean, Vince McMahon was horrible when it came to the stunner. The Rock was overselling it, but Paul Heyman was atrocious selling the Stone Cold stunner. I don't. And then he has the nerve to wear a neck brace off that stunner. Really, neck brace off that stunner?
But the thing is, though, when The Rock took the stunner the way he did,
he oversold it.
He did because they had a bet to see how over cases of beer to see who could take to see how well he could take the stunner.
The Rock is the weakest man ever. We will get to The Rock later in the podcast too. I do got a couple of comments on The Rock. So we got Paul Heyman and Cody. So Paul Heyman is out there talking smack to Cody. You know, like, well, oh, Cody, you can't beat Roman, and, you know, he's not going to take your wife because he's happily married, and he's just going on and on and on and on and on and on. I'm like, oh, God, please.
I know it's irrelevant, but I did see a picture of Cody and his daughter. She a cute kid.
I haven't seen no pictures of. Now I like Brandy. Don't get me wrong. I like Brandy.
I don't know if it was on his Instagram page or Brandy's Instagram page, but they got a cute kid.
Well, I haven't seen the baby since it was born, so I haven't really seen no pictures of that.
I mean, she's biracial, obviously.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she looks awesome. I wouldn't put it past them because Brandy's fine. If she looks good, she got it from my mama. She didn't get it from her daddy. She got it from her mama.
I don't even know what her parents look like, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, so you know, former ring. I forgot that she was a former ring announcer.
Yeah, she used to announce for WWE. That's how they met.
And then a lot of ring announcers that are women go out with the wrestler because Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, he had 2 kids
with his wife. She was a former ring announcer. She has 4
kids now.
Yeah, so
and everybody's cool with everybody.
Yeah, so I'm like, wow, okay. I was like, okay. So getting back to Paul Heyman and Cody, and you know, like I said, Paul Heyman was talking to Smack. So then Cody just like the last couple of times Paul Heyman's been out there talking, Cody just sat back and just listened. He didn't really go do a back and forth. He just sat back and listened.
One of the segments he was talking about that Paul Heyman gave his dad an opportunity.
Right, and like I said, Cody just got teary-eyed and shut up. He didn't say nothing. I thought I would like the back and forth banter, but Cody just said, "Okay, Paul, when you get finished, I only got a few words to say." And he's like, just let me confront Roman. That's all I want right now. That's all I want. I'm tired of you coming out here representing Roman. I want to see the man himself.
I'm tired of it too.
Hey, I'm tired of it too.
Building to WrestleMania,
right?
And all I'm seeing is Paul Heyman.
Well, you'll see. Right now, we've seen more interactions with Sami Zayn than with Cody.
And he's done with Sami Zayn.
He's not. I don't think he's done with him.
For the most part, he needs to move on from Sami Zayn.
No.
Focus on.
Sammy's too hot right now. As a babyface, he's too hot.
But
no.
It's almost WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania season.
Right.
And you didn't.
They're going to keep him relevant until after WrestleMania because I think what's going to happen, Sammy's going to get involved with the match. So they got to keep him. If that's what they're plotting towards, they got to keep him relevant. They can't just let him go off and not let him be involved in the story. Because I think Sammy's going to be involved. Because remember, Sammy said that he's going to break the bloodline down piece by piece by piece by piece. So I think he's going to interfere, and I think he's going to interfere in the championship match.
I think it's time for Solo after WrestleMania to do his own thing.
Maybe, but
maybe challenge for one of the mid-card titles.
But which one? He's not beating Gunther. He's not beating Gunther. No.
I think that'll be
only person I can see him beating like that is Austin.
No. I think him versus Gunther will be the better match.
It would be a better match, but that doesn't mean that he's going to win.
What you do is you build him up.
But you build him up to lose? No, you build him up to win.
You build him to be the one to possibly beat Gunther.
He's not beating Gunther, dude. No way. I mean, even if you build it up, right now, no. I can see him beating Austin Theory.
No. I can see him beating Gunther if you're saying that he's ready. No. Just listen. If you say he's ready to be a main eventer.
But then why is he going after Gunther? He should be going after Roman. Or going after Cody after WrestleMania. Now,
about Gunther. If Gunther's ready to be a main eventer, or you think he's main event counter, That's what you have to lose to maybe Solo and have him have the title.
But then what? But then you're setting that up like they did at WrestleMania. Maybe you might have a SummerSlam match between Cody and Gunther. Because remember, they were the last two standing at Royal Rumble. So that might be a SummerSlam match.
It could be.
It could be a SummerSlam match. That would be good for a SummerSlam match. If Cody wins the belt, maybe Gunther's next in line to challenge. If they throw the rematch clause in there with Roman, because they always say I'm gonna invoke my rematch clause. So
I think it's time to write Roman off for a little bit.
I would agree. If his thing is 900 days and counting, yeah, I would write him off.
It might be time to write him off until after SummerSlam.
I would write him off for the next year. I wouldn't bring him back to probably Royal Rumble next year. I would put him in. I would if he loses the titles at WrestleMania. I don't want to see Roman. I don't want to see Roman to Royal Rumble the next year. Give him some time off. Let him do the movie thing. Let him go do his movie thing. Let him do his little TV show thing. Let him do all that stuff like all the champions do. So let him go off into the sunset and do a movie or two, and then come back and maybe finally wrestle The Rock. So hey, maybe.
I mean, he's supposed to wrestle Rock this year, but Rock had too much going on.
Yeah, but the XFL and all that. Yeah, I mean
him and his ex-wife.
Yeah, all in the XFL. So then they producing The Rock, the little Young Rock. They're producers in it. Him and his wife are producers in Young Rock. So he got Young Rock. Plus they got the XFL.
How are they so cool?
They got a daughter.
I understand that, but
still,
but y'all got business.
She's a businesswoman. She used to work for if you watch the Young Rock show, which I'll get into the Young Rock show right now, since he wants to bring up Young Rock, wants to bring The Rock and his wife. But
you were talking about him versus Roman Reigns.
Right. So okay. So they did a which I saw today. If y'all watching Young Rock,
I saw it today too.
I saw Young Rock with. All right, y'all. So I was watching Young Rock today,
and I saw the episode too.
So yeah, so
you mentioned it.
So Michael was just sitting up here saying that he can't believe that The Rock and his wife work so well together, and I'm like, well, she was always his business partner when they was married, because she worked for I think Merrill Lynch or something like that.
Not just that,
because she was giving. If you watch Young Rock, she was giving Rocky, his father, and his grandmother business advice.
The other thing too is her husband is his personal trainer.
Hey, get the best of both worlds. That's all I can say. Get your cake and eat it too. The women like to say it. The women like to say, "Get your cake and eat it too." Rock, go get your cake and eat it too.
He's remarried anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what though? But most, I would say most people, when they get divorced, and I'm a divorcee, so I hate my wife. So I can get where Michael's coming from, but most couples or married couples that get divorced, they're not friends at the end of the day. They are bitter enemies. So I get it from your perspective, but I mean, if you got that kind of relationship with your ex-wife,
well, money talks,
and you got a daughter, and then money talks, right? Money talks,
bullshit,
and then you got and then you got a daughter too. So they had to compromise for the daughter's sake, and maybe that's why. No, I'm not gonna say money. I think it's more so for their daughter, because you always, when you have a child involved, you don't want to beef in front of the daughter or because of the daughter, but you want to be co-parents for the daughter's sake, because you want her to have a good life. And I'm pretty sure that The Rock's daughter right now is living a good life, because she knows that no matter what, there's a mom on one side and there's a daddy on the other side, and they can at least agree to disagree and come together and make the best decision for their family. So
and this goes into
the episode
because of her situation in NXT. I'm not so much in the group that she's in, because she's in that one group with all the crazies.
Well, I'm not like I would tell Michael. Michael always wants to bring up NXT to me, and I'm like, no, I don't get NXT. I don't watch NXT. He'd be like, well, don't you know this person? And I'm like, no, I don't.
I'm just saying though, the group that she's in is the crazies.
Okay, and I don't know.
And I don't think
I seen a picture of her on YouTube today, actually. when I watched the episode. So let me get into the episode I'm talking about. It is season 3 of The Rock, Young Rock, season 3, episode 8. So the episode, I guess, basically starts off with The Rock saying the most 2 popular stars in the WWE at that time were Chad Frost,
Who?
and Stone Cold Steve Austin. So as I'm watching the episode,
No. The thing is, though, Chad Frost,
right, and
is a brother.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, who in the hell? First, when he said the name, then if you watch the show or the clip, Vince McMahon, the character that plays Vince McMahon, walks in with a brother,
But the thing,
and Gene vest and some jeans, and he's walking in there with a broken leg, and Vince McMahon announces that, oh, Chad Frost is going on injury. So I'm still saying, who in the hell is Chad Frost?
The only person I know who was a big star that was a brother was The Rock. And
Right.
Maybe Ahmed Johnson.
I would say I thought it was Ahmed Johnson for a
Johnson,
minute,
they try to-
because I was like, well, wait a minute,
They
it couldn't have been anybody from the Nation because they was just together. It's like, who was the brother?
No. But the thing is, though,
Who's Chad Frost?
I could see Ahmed Johnson because they tried to push him.
Right,
But he's a terrible wrestler.
y'all.
He's terrible.
Y'all, who's Chad Frost? Who's Chad Frost, y'all? Who's Chad Frost?
It's not The Rock.
We know it's not The Rock because The Rock was shaking Chad Frost's hand. And Chad Frost was like, well, come on, Rock. Let's go get a beer. He was like, let's go with the fellas and get a beer.
And the other thing, too, is it can't be Ahmed Johnson because Ahmed Johnson was a lot bigger than that.
And he had a bald head. So, yeah.
And a lot of the other characters, they look like the characters that they play.
Right, exactly.
So then
exactly,
Ahmed
exactly.
Johnson, they'll probably use a character that looks like Ahmed Johnson.
So I'm going to do my impression of the New Day. Who's Chad Johnson? So I paused the show. I had to pause in the middle of the episode.
Did you have to do some research or did you?
I looked it up, Chad Frost. Okay, I looked it up. I typed in Chad Frost, and it said Chad Frost in WWE. And the picture that came up was Shawn freaking Michaels.
Why did I do
What?
Why did I do a brother?
What?
I mean, do you want to explain the beef? Because there was
okay. So then
there was obvious beef because when you watch some of the old stuff,
right?
DX,
I knew
and the Nation, were going at
yeah,
each
I
other.
knew from some of the documentaries that Shawn Michaels and Triple H was doing politics backstage towards The Rock. I knew that. So I was like, well, okay, so I can understand the Shawn Michaels aspect of it, but they didn't want to use Shawn Michaels' name. Well, they didn't want to use his name, image, or likeness.
Probably because of
the beef or whatever, or because of the way that Shawn Michaels is in NXT and The Rock's daughter's in NXT.
Exactly.
And that he's training her to be the next female Rock. Where I'm like, okay, maybe it does come full circle. Maybe that's why he didn't.
Fourth generation.
Yeah, fourth generation star. Maybe that's why he didn't do the name.
Just like that clown that we saw on TV, who probably is the new, what do you call it? The one that we saw a couple.
Jay Lethal, the new Jay Lethal, when he impersonates everybody.
No, I'm talking about
well, I don't know his name.
I'm talking about that Joker that was
right. I know. I'm saying he's a
New Japan.
Right.
That says his fourth generation star, and neither one of us know who that guy is.
Oh, I still don't know who that guy is.
I watch a lot of indies and still don't know who that dude is.
I don't even know who that dude is either.
Exactly.
So in the episode 2, Shawn Michaels also asked The Rock, hey, let's go out for beers. Go out for some drinks. Rock was like, nah, I don't drink or whatever. So then if you continue watching the episode, Shawn Michaels is in the office.
Or do you mean
Chad Frost, a.k.a. Shawn Michaels, was in the office bad-mouthing The Rock to Vince McMahon. And there was this little stooge / writer that was in the corner and heard the conversation that Chad Frost, a.k.a. Shawn Michaels, was having with Vince. So Vince McMahon goes back to The Rock and says, hey, this and that. So Rock was like, let me find out Triple H is doing this crap. Triple H was like, why you confront me, bro? I ain't do it. You need to confront the person that did it. So Rock goes back to the writer that was writing the scripts, because this is the same writer that told The Rock to make fun of Triple H the way he speaks.
And this was the same writer, too, that was telling China that she needs to do all the extra stuff.
Yeah. So
basically preempting them breaking up.
Right. So as y'all know, China and Triple H was a couple. So then they showed the match between Triple H and The Rock was a ladder match for the ICU title. So now, fans, this is where you come in. I want to do a watch along for that match because The Rock said he wanted to wrestle Triple H to gain trust. Now, the show, I don't know, really depicts the match. I want to actually watch the match and see the emotions in that match.
Well, do you know?
And then Vince McMahon got mad. That's on a pay-per-view. We just probably look it up on YouTube.
No. I mean, I got the Peacock.
Right, I know that, but I'm just saying.
If you know the show,
but I don't know this, but we can probably look at it. Hey, send it to me, y'all. Send it to me. Send in the comments down below which event that was. I think it's the very first one that they had.
No, I think it was
because remember he said he had to
SummerSlam.
I don't know which event it is, but whatever match it is, I don't care what pay-per-view. I don't care what pay-per-view it was.
I think it was SummerSlam, or was it
I don't know. We don't even know what year it was.
No, I'm just thinking though.
But like I said, we don't know what year.
I'm thinking it was a SummerSlam, or was it
I don't know.
Series?
I don't know.
I think it was Survivor Series.
I don't know. Like I said, it don't matter.
I saw it today. I think it was on Survivor Series.
I don't know.
All I gotta do is look it up on YouTube.
That's what I just said, y'all. I just said look it up on YouTube, y'all. Let me know.
Well, you can look it up.
I know, but y'all help me. Y'all can find this match. Help me so we can watch along. We can watch along this match. We can do a live stream watch along.
You can do your due diligence to commentate.
Yes, I can try. I can try. So, Young Rock. I don't really watch Young Rock. I'm noticing now that when I do watch Young Rock, it's going to be more so the Attitude Era episodes that I really want to watch.
And I can say this much, though. I did like that they gave, even though she had a small part, even though she had a part in the finish of that match, that they gave some kudos to her and her role in the whole...
Who? China?
They gave her some...
I mean, why wouldn't you not give her credence? Or credit. Why wouldn't you?
How long has it been before they...
Remember, that's not a WWE production. Remember, long as it's not a WWE production, The Rock and them can do anything they want.
So, what about The Undertaker?
What about The Undertaker? That's not a WWE production.
Because the way they're portraying him, every time he goes to the locker room, he's over cussing.
But back in the day, that's what he was. Remember, he was judge, jury, and executioner. Remember that back in the day. In that locker room, he was the end-all, be-all. He was the white... white in charge. I ain't gonna say the other way. Y'all know which way I'm talking about. But he was in charge. I mean, what do you expect? He was the biggest superstar at the time. He was the leader in the locker room. Now, can we say Roman is the leader of the locker room? Maybe.
The jury's still out on that.
Stone Cold was a leader in the locker room. Rock wasn't in the locker room. Triple H and Shawn Mike, they were leaders in the locker room. He was the leader in the locker room. What's his name? Bradshaw Layfield was a leader and a bully in the locker room. So Undertaker, I mean, what adult don't curse? What adult don't curse when you're around your boys? If you're around your boys, you're going to curse, right? So if you're in the locker room with a lot of testosterone, you're going to cuss. So anyway, so like I said, season 3, episode 8 of The Rock. Put your comments down below. Let me know what you think about that episode. Let me know what y'all think about the episode. So getting back to some more wrestling stuff, as they say. So on Raw, Sammy came out there and was like, well, we had a good triumphant night and we sorry we lost. And then Jimmy and Jay okay, we're gonna, like I said, piece by piece, break down the bloodline. So he calls out KO. KO comes out there. Sammy kind of apologizes. Well, I realized that you're my friend now, and I shouldn't have turned my back on you. And then he was like, well, let's go get the bloodline together and let's be buddy and let's do it.
No.
KO was like,
You can't do that.
like they do on Family Feud. We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
The thing is, though, why would you help him after time after time after time again? KO is trying to warn you that this was going to happen and wanted to actually be there for you, and then you turn his back on him for Roman and his family.
Well,
And KO has been there with you for how long? Your whole career. Y'all basically grew up together. I get it. I get it. Y'all had times in the past in other promotions.
but the only thing about WWE
and NXT,
and maybe in WWE, maybe it goes for all wrestling organizations too. The tighter you be, they want to split you up. I don't understand that concept to me. Somebody help me understand that one. Sugar Daddy, Thomas Gerd. Y'all help me understand this one.
It's mostly WWE.
I don't understand why most, like 95% of tag teams always split up. The exception so far is the New Day. That's the only exception I've seen so far is the New Day.
Yeah, because what's her name? 'Cause they had the other group in NXT that was actually really good.
Well, see, there you go with NXT. See, there you go, NXT. I don't watch NXT, so
they did the same.
you're talking a foreign language.
You
know what, y'all? You know when Michael talks to NXT?
Just listen,
hold on, let me say this one. When Michael talks about NXT, remember Charlie Brown? Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah.
I'll just confirm what you're saying though. A Toxic Attraction was one of the best female tag teams in NXT. And they won the titles. They lost them, and then once the leader of that group, out of Mandy Rose, gets fired,
okay,
they decide, okay, we're gonna break up the rest of the group.
But that's like I'm saying. It's why do they do that? That's the question. Why?
The best tag teams.
Right. I would get like some of the best tag teams. Some of the best tag teams in the world have broken up. All of them. Demolition, Heart Foundation, the Rockers. I mean, name a tag team that's been together besides New Day. All of them. Now they even got the Street Profits, and they're trying to break them up. Classic example. Well, not the New Day, but the Hurt Business. Best faction and probably since the Shield. Best faction since the Shield. And they're breaking them up.
And then now they're trying to get them back together, but I don't think they're getting back together.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Is taking over control of,
I think he has input. I think Triple H is still.
Triple H wants that group to come back and add our boy from NXT.
I know you know the dude's name. I can't think of his name. Remember, I don't watch NXT. Wah 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 NXT. But you know his name. I know you know his name. I've seen it. With Omos included.
Yeah, and with him.
And Bobby and Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin and all that.
My question is, if Omos doesn't go into the Hurt Business, what are they going to do with him? Because he's lost. He's like lost in the shuffle.
He is challenging Brock. He's challenging Brock Lesnar.
After Bobby Lashley?
Yes. He wants a piece of Brock.
This is what I heard too that makes sense. They want Omos to challenge Brock Lesnar.
Right.
And then have Bobby Lashley help him beat Brock Lesnar, and then the Hurt Business gets back together.
Well.
And somehow in the storyline, the Hurt Business gets back together because of.
Well, but then you got to think about it too. If you're saying it that way with Bobby Lashley, with the Hurt Business, remember you still got Bray wants a piece of Bobby, so you know they're teasing other members of Bray Wyatt. So you might have faction going against faction.
His brother's already in the group.
Right, but then they're teasing Eric Young as another member of the Wyatts in there. So you might,
with the group
have
that he
faction
had,
versus
Insanity,
faction.
I think it's called.
Insanity, something like Insanity or something like that. Yeah.
Because Nikki Ash, I don't know what she goes by these days, but she was in that group too.
Nikki Cross.
Yeah, Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross.
That's
Yeah.
the same character that she plays now was the same character that she had in Insanity.
Right.
They
So
should have kept that group together.
But no, they no. That's dude. They only had like 2 TV appearances.
Well, no,
two.
Two.
I remember them coming in one week and you ain't never heard from them again.
Well, they see that's the problem with NXT.
But I'm talking about they was on the main roster.
No.
They was on the main roster.
No. That's the main problem with NXT. These wrestlers do great things in NXT.
That's Vince McMahon.
And then they move up to the main
That's
roster.
okay. Then what happened to him? What happened to all the NXT credits that came up? That's a Vince McMahon move. Vince McMahon cut them all, and guess what happened? And
24/7 title.
But I'm just saying that's a Vince McMahon. That's why as soon as Triple H got there, what did he do? He got rid of the 24/7 title. That's a Vince McMahon move. So now that Triple H is taking over, Triple H, and that's what Triple H is bringing all that back.
It was so bad they didn't give it a proper.
But like I said, who did that though? Who did that? Who was the head honcho?
You could at least.
Who was calling the shots?
I understand that.
Right. So then once Vince McMahon left, they're not bringing it back. Everybody else knew it was a joke except for Vince McMahon.
No. The thing I look at it is okay. You could. The 24/7 title was so bad that Nikki Cross could even put in the trash can.
But that's when you know why? You know why? That was a Triple H move.
Yeah, but she botched.
But that's what I'm saying. That's a Triple H move. That wasn't a Vince McMahon move. That was all Triple H.
It was so bad it made on Botchamania.
Okay, I don't mind. I don't. Like I said, you're saying that like it's Vince McMahon. All that was Vince.
It was Mick Foley that brought the title to WWE.
But who told him to bring it out there? Vince. Who was running the show? Vince.
Or was it Stephanie? Because she was running Raw.
No. Stephanie is doing what her father she's not. She's the end all be all was Vince.
No. The thing is though, they revealed the title.
Right.
Raw, which was her show.
My question is, remember who's running the show? Who? No matter if she's running it, guess at the end of the day, she got an answer to.
Well, she did leave after he came back.
Thank you.
Because of Saudi.
Thank you.
Rumored to be buying WWE.
No, she already remember when Triple H got hurt. She left then. When Triple H had the heart attack.
I understand that.
She left then. The only reason why she came back because Vince left.
And then when Vince
came back, she left again.
No. It wasn't that he came back.
He did come back.
No. It was the rumors were that they were selling to Saudi. Then
no. She was there because of Vince leaving the company.
I get that, but she stepped down.
She stepped down because Vince was back in. It wasn't about Saudi. It wasn't about Saudi. It wasn't.
I understand that, but it was just a coincidence before he knew that Vince was coming back. That when they were rumored to be selling to Saudi, that she stepped down.
She stepped down because of Vince.
No. This was before we knew about Vince.
No, this is why she stepped down because of Vince. It wasn't because of Saudi. Because remember, she was the main one trying to get the women. That's why they had the main events with the women in Saudi because of Stephanie. It wasn't because of nobody else. It was because of Stephanie.
I get that, but before the news broke,
you're not getting it. You're not getting it.
I get that. I get what you're saying. That
she
stepped down.
But it doesn't have nothing to do with Saudi Arabia.
I understand that, but I'm just saying though, when the news broke that she stepped down,
right?
It happened to be at the same time that there was rumors that Saudi was buying the WWE, and then after that, from what I heard or seen on the stuff, it's just the timing of her leaving was the same time that Saudi was rumored to be buying WWE.
So, but you're making it seem like the reason why she left was because of Saudi.
And that's what it seemed like on some of these.
No.
I get that now.
No.
I'm talking about the time.
At the time, I didn't think that.
No. But when you saw these people stepping, when you saw like on some of the shows. Like some of the shows, like Russell talking all that.
Right,
stuff.
they blamed it. They blamed it on Vince.
I understand that, but at first they were saying that Saudi is buying WWE,
right?
And then Stephanie steps down, and then maybe maybe a little bit later on, maybe a day or so, then you find out there's news coming out that that Vince McMahon's coming back, and that's then you put 2 to 2 together. But when the news first broke,
I didn't get that. I didn't get that impression.
I mean,
I didn't get that impression. And like the same news outlets you listen to, I didn't get that impression that why Stephanie stepped down. Because Stephanie was going to step down because her and Triple H. Only reason why she technically came back was because Triple H was going to run the company. That's the only reason why she came back. That's the only reason why she came back.
That's what it should have been. Cause
now, if Vince was going to stay in his little cave like he was doing, I would say, the summer and probably some of the fall, she probably would still be there now.
And as it should be,
because Shane's not there. And Shane ain't coming back.
Of course he is, because he got in a lot of trouble too.
Because his arrogance, and but the thing about with Shane is he wanted to run the company. He wanted to run the company. He wanted Vince to step down. I think Shane was mad because Triple H, because he was doing NXT, and the way NXT was going, Shane must have got jealous or got mad. And then that's why Shane ended up doing stuff that he was doing, trying to prove to his father that I can run it better than Triple H. So give me the company. Let me run the company. I will have it in your vision, but let me run it. Triple H doesn't have your vision. I have your vision like you. Triple H is not going to run it like we ran it from the Attitude Era up till now. So that's why I think Shane went AWOL on WWE, and Vince was like, "Look, dude, get out of here. Just go away."
But the thing is, though, WWE with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in charge is a more watchable product.
It is. It is. They probably got a lot more. I think when you listen to what is it, Brian Alvarez and Figure 4 Online, and you listen to Cornette, when it comes to the ratings, WWE has better ratings now within the last 6 months than they've had in years.
Because this is the same stuff they're doing in NXT.
Yeah, and then you think about it too. Now that Monday Night Football is gone, their ratings have kind of jumped up a little bit on Mondays now. Because of no, they're not going against football anymore. So, you know.
And then you got guys like Bron Reed. I think that's the gentleman.
Bronson Reed. Yeah.
He get an opportunity.
Yeah. I agree with you on that.
I know he was the first one eliminated.
Yeah.
He get an opportunity.
But it was but a lot of people said this week too that he was impressive doing the Elimination Chamber. So. Then
your boy from the Street Profits.
You I don't understand what you and this Montez Ford person, man.
I don't get it.
I don't know why you like him.
I like the Street Profits. I don't know.
You know what, I
like them as a tag team, but
I like them. I didn't like them. Like when they first came up, they had to grow on me. They had to really grow on me.
Bianca Belair.
I do. I think she's sexy. And she's strong. I see why they call it EST. I see why. Because at first I was like, what is the EST? But she's like the greatest, the finest, the prettiest, the sexiest. Everything's EST with her. I'm like, I get it.
And then she got the hair that she could use as a legal weapon. Legal.
Hey. Hair and muscles. That's all I need in my women. I need hair and muscles in my women, and I would love you to death.
Breaking news. That's just a hair piece.
Dun-dun-dun. Hair piece.
It's just a hair piece.
It's just a hair piece. According to Michael. According to Michael's a hair piece.
But still, she gets to use that as a legal weapon.
Hey, who says hair is a weapon?
I mean, in the video game, she can use that.
Hey, well, I mean, where's there a law saying, or where's in the professional wrestling logbook that said you can't use your hair? That they can cut your hair after a match, they can shave you bald after a match, but you can't use your hair in a match.
I mean, she got ties on it too. Does that count?
I mean,
there's like the rubber bands.
But ties. Do they use it?
If she's using it against her opponents, yes.
But does she use it?
Yes, she does.
She uses the tie in her hair to choke out her opponent?
Well, she does like a whipping motion with it.
Are you talking about the piece that wraps her hair or the actual hair?
Her little long ponytail.
That's a hair.
but she also has those rubber bands on it too.
I mean, if you're a wrestler, just like when you have cornrows, you have rubber bands at the end so they don't become loose. If you're a male wrestler, don't you have something to tie the ends of your cornrow so they don't come loose? So technically, if a man wears a cornrow, it ain't used as a weapon. But if a girl has a cornrow or a bun or whatever you want to call it, not a hairstylist or whatever, it's a weapon.
Well, you see how long that joint is?
Okay, people got short hair, Ed.
They don't use it as a weapon.
Okay, men got cornrows. They don't use it as a weapon. But according to your logic, if they got ties in their head, they can use it as a weapon. I'm just saying, y'all.
Her hair is long enough to touch the ground.
Okay.
To me, it's considered a weapon.
But okay, that's a weapon. The weapon to do what? Now, what's her finishing move? Is it a whiplash of the hair or is it a KOD?
It's a KOD.
Thank you. Okay, how did she win the title? Was it with her hair or was it with the KOD?
She did use it as a weapon, man.
No, that's not the question I asked you. I said, what is her finishing move? You said KOD. When she won the title, what move did she use? Her hairpiece or the KOD?
The KOD.
Thank you.
But she did use that.
She didn't cheat. Hey, look, this is what I say. This is what I say. This is what I say.
I'll give you this one.
If you ain't got pretty feet, I won't cheat.
No.
There you go.
The thing is, though, I'll give you this one, though. Her opponents have used her hair against her. They have used her hairpiece against her.
Do they choke her out? Do they choke them out? I mean, what are you doing?
They have. I think it was, who was it that did it?
Okay, so if Cody Rhodes come out in his weight belt and he whips somebody with it, isn't that the same thing with Bianca?
No, it's not.
Well,
that's a weapon.
So the belt is not a weapon.
The belt is a weapon.
So okay, so right. So
I have seen.
So when Hogan used to wear the weight belt and used to whip people in the ring,
a weapon.
Okay, but did he use it to win a title? Did he use it to win a match, or was it a part of the match?
It was part of the match.
Okay, Dave. That's all I got to say, y'all. That's all I got to say, y'all.
I'll give you this one.
I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Use Bianca Belair's hair to trap her in the
corner. Don't they take Hogan's belt or Cody's belt and whip them with their own belts?
Yeah, I seen it.
Okay,
MJF,
like I said, y'all.
MJF,
like I said, they don't use it to win the match. I can see if they was using it to win the match, but they're not using it to win a match.
With the 10. No, that was something that was totally.
So we could go into MJF too. This is a good lead way to go to MJF. I mean, WWE, Smackdown, all that Bloodline stuff. We can talk about Bloodline. We can talk Bloodline too. Blue in the face, but.
Because really, it wasn't much to write.
Yeah. Okay, so we got AEW has a pay-per-view event next weekend. Or is it What's today? It's the week after because next week is 2nd. So I think theirs is March 8th. Their pay-per-view is March 8th. So the headliners. So we basically know what the headliners is for WrestleMania, but some of the headliners I've seen so far are going to be MJF versus Daniel Bryan, Bryanson. For Revolution, it's a 60-minute Iron Man match for the belt.
You already know who's going to win that match.
I want to say MJF.
Of course MJF's going to win it.
But I think they're leaning towards Daniel Bryanson because he's been there for over a year. And I think this technically this match.
That's the wrong move.
Excuse me. Technically, this match was supposed to be CM Punk versus Danielson or CM Punk versus MJF.
No. See,
that was the match.
No. You making the wrong. If you're putting the title on Daniel Bryan, it's too soon.
He's been there for over a year. But wait a minute, Cody been there 1 year. He only wrestled 6 months, and you're potentially saying the same thing with Cody. But it's too soon for Daniel Bryan, and he's been wrestling longer. He's been wrestling longer than Cody.
Soon to take the
he was a Cody lover. Now I know he's a Cody lover. He's a Cody lover, y'all.
It's too soon to take the title off of MJF. Now I can say that if you had like 3,
he's a Cody lover.
If you have like a series, and you say okay, at the end of the series.
Wait a minute. You know that MJF was supposed to beat CM Punk. But because of the scrum, it took longer than expected.
And he beat John Moxley.
Thank you.
But the thing is, though, I think that's too soon to take the title off MJF. It's too soon.
As a heel, no. If it's as a baby, yes. As a heel, no. Because you know what's going on. Let me say this again, y'all. Rematch clause. And you know MJF is going to bring that up if he loses the
They
title.
actually have that AEW.
They should. I would assume so.
What happened to the record?
The records don't count anymore.
Because it used to be.
Because think about it.
It used to be.
Think about it.
It used to be when you lost the title, you have to get the back of the line.
Right. But then now they don't do that. They don't do that. It seemed like to me because how many times has Moxley done won the title? Already.
Well, that's because of the CM Punk situation.
Even when he lost the who did Adam Page lose the belt to? Was it CM Punk or
CM Punk?
Okay, so
and Adam Page,
and then Adam Page got injured, so that's why he didn't use the rematch clause.
Well, that and his wife was pregnant too.
Right. So I mean,
she was giving birth. But the thing is, though, when you saw him talking all that junk about CM Punk, he really felt that way.
Yeah, hey,
that was real.
That was real. That was
CM
real.
Punk is not a likable character in the back.
He's not. He's not. I would agree with you on that. He's not. He's not. He's not.
They got the jokers that he was feuding with win the titles.
The jokers. What jokers?
You know the jokers when he forfeited his title and they forfeited the trios championships.
Are you talking about the EVPs?
Yeah, those jokers.
Oh well, I don't even want to talk about them. They're a joke anyway. That's why Cody left.
That's why I like that one group that they're fighting though. That's legit.
Who?
That
With AR Fox?
Yeah, and then the
brother
Flight.
Yeah,
team.
Yeah, the brothers that Flight. What is it? Team Flight? Flight? Something? I don't know. And then AR Fox. Yeah.
Two brothers they're high flyers and.
Yeah, I like their moves. I like their moves. But it wouldn't work in WWE though. That's the thing about it. I like those moves. And Cornette will bash it all day long. But I like that. But I don't. It wouldn't work in WWE. It would have to be an independent. It couldn't work in WWE. You couldn't do that in WWE. You couldn't do it. Just like in TNA, they was doing some similar stuff in TNA, but you couldn't do it in WWE.
Yeah, just like the stuff we see on the AAA, you can't do that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
AAA, they do too much. I watch on my channel. I watch some of those highlights.
Right, y'all. Right, y'all.
And you hear me scream. I was like, "What is that? It's extra."
Yeah,
like, that's too extra.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it.
They do flips and stuff.
I don't mind it.
Guys,
I just don't. I'm just afraid that they're gonna get injured. That's the only thing I'm afraid of. Or you working with somebody that's not prepared or hasn't done it before or something like that. But then sometimes they'll say, well, we practice it. And sometimes it's off the cuff. So you really don't know what's really going to happen. So,
Well, at least I can say they do it enough in AAA that.
Yeah. Then I'm listening to, I've listened to, K100 with Conan and Disco, and the way that Conan comes off, I almost want to see his federation. I'm really curious to see his federation.
Is it AAA?
Yeah, he's the owner or promoter. He's like one of the big wigs in AAA.
Because I think on one of those Spanish channels, AAA does come on TV.
So y'all let me know where I can find AAA.
Mundo.
Well, maybe. In my situation, my new situation I'm about to do, maybe I can watch some of this stuff now.
Now it used to come on Telemundo.
But let me know if it comes on YouTube, y'all.
You can probably watch it on YouTube.
Let me know if it comes on YouTube. Send me a link.
You just have to look up AAA.
Some of my subscribers, y'all know my email address. Send me the link or put it in the whatever comments, whatever y'all want to do.
Because John Moxley's, it's gonna be
Morrison,
and he has so many different names.
Yeah, I know, right?
But anyway, because he's an MLW, he has different
right,
names. And then he's Johnny Impact and all that stuff.
Yeah,
his wife got a start in AAA.
Okay, all right. Well, like I said,
they met in Lucha Underground. They met Lucha Underground, and then now she's MLW Women's Champion. They got the tag team champions and all right, and Impact and all that stuff. So she big in the independent scene. Didn't work out in WWE. When she was when she had a small run in NXT,
right?
basically being a shell of herself.
Okay.
Basically being like the Tori Wilson of NXT.
Okay.
That was her character with the dog. Tori
Okay.
Wilson.
All right. That's what's up.
I mean, she's better on the independent scene anyway.
Hey, I don't know.
The
That's what's up.
The only reason she came to WWE is because of John Morrison.
Oh, okay. That's what's
Him
up.
and the Miz having their little thing,
Okay.
and then she came up with him. So at least she could say she was WWE, even though she didn't do much in NXT.
Okay. All right. That's what's up.
She was the next star in NXT, and it just didn't work out. Because what happened was she came to NXT, and then Triple H got sick, and then they started just letting everybody go from NXT. All the people that were actually good in NXT let them all go. And
Okay.
She found success on the independent and what do you call it? Impact and all those other places.
Okay.
It has more success on the independent circuit too.
There you go. Analysis, reaction from Michael Anthony Fitness, Gig Economy reaction.
That's the first AAA women's champion too.
There you go, y'all. First-hand analysis on NXT that, to me, sounds like wah 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 wah.
No, you watch NXT for.
I don't watch it. I may watch it. Okay. I don't watch it. I don't watch it.
I'm not saying you watch NXT, but
Hold on. I watched a YouTube clip of NXT this week, which was Scott Steiner's nephew. Who is Scott Steiner's nephew?
Ron Breaker.
And Jinder freaking Mahal. I was like, wait. When I saw the name Jinder Mahal,
The match was actually really good.
when I saw Jinder Mahal, I was like, wait a minute. That can't be the same Jinder Mahal that was a former WWE champion.
No, because the thing is, the two guys that he was rolling with on the main roster, they both went back to NXT.
Okay, fine.
So that's why
keyword, y'all. Keyword.
That's why
they were on the main roster, and they're going backwards instead of forwards.
Well, no. Yeah, because what happened was they split them up. Another tag team that they split up that was actually doing good things as a team, they split them up. One of them went with Gracie. The other one was on the main roster with Jinder Mahal, with the other joke that's with him that all he likes to do is dance. With him on the main roster, you know what I'm talking about, the dude that was with Jinder Mahal, that all he likes to do is dance to the music.
Okay.
It's a joke.
Okay.
And then they said, okay, we're going to put you back in NXT. And when that group with him, one of the guys, and Gracie broke up, they got back together. So he went to NXT to reunite with those guys and challenge for the title.
Okay. NXT. Again, why are we going backwards?
See, the reason you watch NXT is to get some insight on some of these characters.
Okay, Jinder Mahal. Hold on. The only insight I need is Jinder Mahal. He's a main roster guy. He won the championship. If you're a former WWE champion, why are you in NXT? And that's supposed to be developmental.
It's not like back in the day.
Wait a minute. What is NXT?
No. It's not like back in the day.
What is NXT?
It's developmental.
Thank you.
But it's not like back in the day when NXT was.
What is back in the day?
When NXT was like an actual wrestling show, not the comedy stuff or the competition that they had, but the actual wrestling show. I get it. Back in the day, when we're trying to get it up and going, you have some guys from the main roster going to NXT having a couple matches. CM Punk had some matches.
Why?
I'm talking about no.
Why?
Just listen. So in the beginning, I get it. You get some of the guys from the main roster to NXT to get attraction in the beginning when they first had the show. But nowadays, it's like, why are you taking guys from the main roster like Jinder Mahal, having him?
Wait a minute. Rewind that statement back again. You said back in the day they did what?
When NXT was actual brand, and
right?
It wasn't like the
when was NXT was a brand?
No, NXT back in the day when they first had it, it was kind of like a game show or whatever that they had when they first.
But that was Tough Enough and all that. That's not NXT. That's Tough Enough.
It was Tough Enough NXT. No, when NXT first started, it was like some game show or something like that when it first came out.
Okay.
Like our competition, and then it became a brand. And it's like, okay, I get it. You bring in guys from the main roster in the beginning to get some attraction to NXT. That's one thing.
wait a minute.
No. Just hear me out. That's one thing, because basically they took wherever that competition was and Florida Championship Wrestling merged them and made NXT.
That's fine. If you're doing all that, I get that part.
Yeah.
I get that part.
But
I don't understand why you bringing people from the main roster that has established themselves and you bringing them down. That's like almost saying I'm in the NFL, but I'm going back down to college. No.
Or you're in the NFL and you're great and you're going to XFL.
No. You develop in college.
But no, I get that.
You develop in college. You know, XFL is just castaways. It's castaways.
But the thing is, though,
USFL is castaways.
I'm with you on that.
Right.
But I say in the beginning of NXT, okay, you bring the guys from the main roster when just hear me out. You hear me.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
In the beginning of NXT, to establish NXT as a brand, okay, you bring a couple of guys like Cesaro and
why?
And I think John Cena.
So they can beat the people up?
No. You bring them down there so that they, in the beginning, I'm talking about like the first season.
But I'm saying, what are you bringing them down? What are you bringing main roster people down to developmental? Well, the key word is to develop them. You're not bringing them down to, you're basically saying these are squash matches.
But I'm just saying, though, you bring them down in the beginning. I'm talking about...
Right, I get what you're saying. I get that.
To bring more attraction, but nowadays...
Why would you... Okay, so if I'm a person, if I'm a WWE Raw or Smackdown guy, you're saying, okay, I'm going to bring down... I'm going to... former WWE champion, Jinder Mahal. I'm going to send him back down to NXT to wrestle.
No, I get it. Because they did the same thing with Dolph Ziggler. He went to NXT.
I still, like I said, to this day, y'all, I don't get that.
No.
Y'all help me understand this.
I get it. I get what you're saying. In the beginning, it was cool because trying to add...
What was cool about it?
Legitimacy to NXT. But nowadays...
But what was cool about it back in the day?
Because you're bringing legitimacy to NXT. But
if I'm not,
I get what you're saying, but
the thing about it is, even they didn't even advertise it on the main roster.
But the thing is, though, nowadays when you're going to NXT, you had your boy Dolph Ziggler.
I didn't understand why New Day went back and won the titles.
That's the other thing.
I don't understand that.
Now, if this happened when NXT was first, well, actually, New Day wasn't even a thought because
thank you.
Because Big E was still in NXT.
Right, but even that's my point is, if you already on the main roster and the object from NXT is to jump up to the main roster.
And that's why Adam Cole got released, because they didn't want to go to the main roster, him and crew.
That's fine. You know what? I would have went away too. I would have did the exact same thing. If you're not going to put me on and the object is to get to the main roster, and you're not putting me on the main roster.
No, what happened was their group, I think Roger Strong is still in NXT, but the other three, it's like, we're going to put you on the main roster.
Right.
And they refused to go to the main roster.
Right.
Let them go.
Right. That's the game. The goal is to get to the main roster.
But the thing...
They didn't want to go? Okay, fine. Get out.
The other thing I don't understand
Get out.
either, and maybe you could correct me on this one, but for a brief period of time, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode went back to NXT, and they beat Braun Breaker for the championship. And he may have had a 2-week run with the title.
Okay.
And then Braun Breaker beat him again. But what was the point of bringing Dolph Ziggler to... And this is the other thing that I think that they did it for. Because there was rumors that that Braun Breaker was ready to go to main roster.
Oh, okay, I don't mind. Okay, now if you're saying, if your logic, or if you explain to me as a casual fan that, okay, I'm bringing these guys from the main roster down to NXT, which is developmental, I'm bringing them down to, okay, let me give you some exposure to what it would be like on the main roster. Okay, I can kind of get that. If you're telling me, if you're explaining it to me that way, like, okay, I'm bringing Dolph Ziggler down. I'm gonna put Braun Breaker in Dolph Ziggler in a main event, give you. I'm gonna give you a taste of what it is to headline a pay-per-view. I'm gonna give you a taste to what it is to main event a Monday Night Raw. I'm gonna give you a taste of what it is to be on Smackdown the main event. Now, if you explain it to me that way, as a casual fan, I can kind of understand. I might not like it, but I can deal with it.
It used to be back when NXT first started, you won the title, and then you lost the title and went to the main roster.
Right. So my point is, why would I do that jump and then go back down? Why would I go back? Why Vince McMahon or Triple H or Shawn Michaels, whoever's running NXT or whoever's running it, why would you bring me? Vince McMahon has the end all be all. So whether he calls them up, he's calling them up. He's the same person that's going to send them back down. It's not Triple H that's calling them up. It's not Triple H sending them down. It's Vince McMahon calling them up and Vince McMahon sending them back down. So why did you bring me up in the first place to send me back down? That's dumb. You should have kept me down there and let me develop some more.
The smart thing that they did was, though, I'll give NXT this one, and I don't know if you want to agree with me or disagree, but when Finn Balor went to the main roster, hear me out. One with the Universal Championship, got injured, came back. The smartest thing that they did was put him back in NXT, and they had the feud with
no. I don't. Let me hold on. How you?
They had the feud.
Hold on.
With Samoa Joe, one of his best work. They feuded over the NXT title. One of his best.
But my point. Well, okay. Well, now if you explain it now, okay. You know what?
That's the only one that makes sense.
No, if you explain it to me as because he's coming off an injury,
that one makes sense
but as a casual fan, they didn't say that. They didn't say it was because, okay, he's coming back from injury. I don't think he's ready to jump right back into it. Let him go back down to hone his skills, not develop him, but just because he had an injury, just like in football. When you get injured, they're not going to put you in right away. They might say, okay, well, I'm going to give you a certain amount of plays this week. Then we're going to gradually push you into the starting lineup. If you explain it to me that way, I can see why Finn Balor went back down there. But they buried Finn Balor. Finn Balor has been more relevant since he's been in Judgment Day, since he won the Universal title. He ain't been relevant since he won the title. He's now relevant now in Judgment Day.
He hasn't been relevant before Judgment Day since it was in NXT.
Right. No, I'm not even going. I'm going to when he won the Universal title. I'm going back that far.
I'm talking about after he lost to
NXT wasn't to me because, like I said, I don't watch NXT. But if I had watched NXT, I would agree with you. But to me, on the main roster, that's why I look at the main roster. I don't look at NXT to me because if that's developmental. Like I said, I don't watch college football. I like the pros.
I don't watch college football either.
Right, because it doesn't mean anything till you get up to the pros.
Now I might watch Deion Sanders' team. I might watch them.
Colorado? I still wouldn't. I mean, even though it's hot. That's like saying, okay, you might as well watch Eddie George.
I might watch his team.
Why you not watching Eddie George?
I don't know who he is.
Eddie George is a former running back from Tennessee, and he's coaching East Tennessee State. Same thing Deion Sanders is doing. But you're not going to watch Tennessee, but you'll watch Colorado, which is a Pro Bowler. Went to the, I think he went to the AFC Championship, maybe had an appearance in the Super Bowl. But he ain't got no Super Bowl titles.
But who's more famous?
I mean, Deion's famous.
Of course.
But Eddie George at the time was just as popular as Deion.
This is the first time I'm ever hearing about that cat.
You know Steve McNair?
I know who Steve McNair is.
Okay, so who was it running back in Tennessee?
I have no idea.
Eddie George.
I have no idea.
You don't remember the battle between Baltimore and Tennessee? Where Eddie George and Ray Lewis?
See, that's how much I don't know about Tennessee.
That's professional football.
That was before I started actually watching football.
But that's around the same time Deion was playing. Oh, you just into the Cowboys. You just a homer. Just admit. He's a homer.
mean, I got Deion Sanders' autograph. So what do you expect?
Oh God! So say I'm gonna watch Colorado because of Dion because he's a former Cowboy. He's a former Atlanta Falcon and he's a former 49er. Say that. And a former Washington Redskin and a former Baltimore Raven. Say that.
And I watch JMU too.
Because of your dad.
And because of my man Charles Haley.
Say that he played for the 49ers.
Well, he did play for the 49ers.
Okay, say that's why you watch him. Say because he played for the 49ers. He went to JMU. You can say JMU. You can say the Cowboys, but you can't say the 49ers.
Oh, I said the 49ers.
Why you saying JMU?
Because he went to JMU.
Oh gosh. See. He's just a homer. Just admit. Just when you do Cowboys, why y'all always because he just played. That's like, see, I would admit Chris Canty. I would say he played for the Giants and he played for the Cowboys and he played for the Ravens. I would say that. I'm not gonna say, he just played for the Giants.
Well, you had my man Wall.
Who? Wall.
Yeah, he played for the Cowboys. They went to the Giants and won a Super Bowl with y'all.
Everson Walls?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I could say that. Okay, he went to the Giants and played for the Cowboys. I ain't gonna say, just play for the Giants.
No, he went to
just like Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett played for the Giants, played for the Cowboys. He coached offensive coordinator for the Giants, and he head coached the Cowboys.
And was not that good for y'all.
He wasn't that good for y'all either.
Well, at least went 8-8.
Well, hey, y'all went 8-8. Hey, 8-8.
And what did y'all do?
He was terrible. He was terrible as an offensive coordinator.
I don't have the clip.
And then that's why y'all don't like the offense that y'all ran, because it was a Jason Garrett offense, right? Okay, see how he wants to switch it now. See, when I do it, why are we talking about the Cowboys? Oh, now see, he switches it. Okay.
I thought we were on wrestling.
You the one said Dion.
Because you were talking about college football.
I just said college football. Football, same thing. I'm comparing it to wrestling. That's all. I didn't say nothing about no Giants.
You just
nothing.
Did.
That was at the beginning of my soliloquy. Okay. I do my soliloquy in the beginning.
What you need to do is that maybe you I wouldn't say dive full into NXT.
Well, I'm gonna. You know what? Since I
need to.
I
figure
am.
Out who that brother is that's coming? That might be in the Hurt business.
So like I said, I have better access to a lot of stuff coming up. So I'll probably will watching NXT. I wouldn't
say watch NXT because some of the stuff on it is irrelevant.
Well, it's gonna be on demand.
This though, maybe watch NXT to scout some of these.
I would do on demand. I would fast forward to what I want to watch.
You can watch it on YouTube when they put the clips out, but
I mean, I've seen them, but I'm like, I don't know these people.
But I'm just saying though, like maybe you watch NXT to scout some of the next talent that you're hearing about. Because I think it's Carnello. I forget the brother's name.
Yeah,
but he was the former, and maybe y'all can help us with the name. But he was former North American champion.
Okay, so
he beat Roger Strong when they what do you call it? When they put the when they had the when they brought back the cruiserweight title, him and Roger Strong united the titles for the for the North American championship.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe like you're hearing rumors about certain guys like this gentleman. Maybe watch some of their highlights from NXT so you can see what.
He just, I don't know what this Michael wants me to watch every professional wrestling organization. If it ain't New Japan, that was NXT. If it ain't New Japan and NXT, it's something else.
No. If you go watch anything other than the main roster,
that's all I want to watch.
I would say,
just like you just sat there and said, I don't watch college football.
No.
I don't watch NXT.
Just hear me out. Maybe you go on YouTube for some of these new guys that maybe you want to scout.
That's not my job.
No, I'm not saying that, but maybe you want to learn something about.
I'll see you when you get to the main roster.
No. Maybe you want to learn something about some of these new guys.
I'll see you when you get to the main roster. That's when you show me that you've made it. You made it. You made it to the big leagues.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, maybe you want to do some scouting because it might be a new guy on the main roster that you might want to learn a little bit more about.
Okay, so when they get up to the main roster, I'll learn about them. Because to me, what's going to happen is
Reed did a lot of good stuff in NXT. Before.
Okay, well, like I said, I want to see what he's done. Like what he did in Elimination Chamber. Okay, all right, it was all right. I want to make him.
I'm not a big fan of how he got eliminated.
I just want to see. I just want to see how he does. I just want to see how he does against people like Otis. I want to see how he does against like Bobby and Brock. I want to, because he's a big guy. So I want to see him against big guys. See how he does. You know, because I think what's going to happen with him, I think now maybe if it was Vince, he would probably treat him like Otis. But now that Triple H is running it, maybe he might treat him like a Umaga type character or like a Bam Bam Bigelow type character. I think he might treat him like that. To me, that's what I want to see.
I would treat him as a Umaga character.
Well, maybe I would say maybe like a Bam Bam Bigelow.
Sokoa, I think, is gonna be next to Umaga.
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree with you.
He's showing,
but I know how Vince McMahon treats bigger, heavier people and taller. Because Vince McMahon likes taller, bigger. He doesn't like smaller, muscular, which he likes muscular too. But when it comes to big people like that, he does push them a lot. You've noticed a lot of the bigger, heavyset people, he just pushed them right away. Now, Triple H might not do that. He might just take his time. You know, crawl before you walk.
And develop the character.
Right. See, that's what I want to see what Triple H does. Because right now, the way he's developing some of the people that he brought up from that Vince let go, Triple H brought back. Which one has really done significant things since they've been back in WWE that Triple H brought up? Then there was a rumor that Triple H was disappointed in all the people that he brought back. And then maybe it was a rumor that I see why Vince let these people go. You know what I mean? And he brought them back. Which one has done anything? Which one of the people that he brought back has done anything? Anything.
OC
Braun, Gargano, Karrion Kross, Dexter Loomis. I could keep naming them and naming them and naming them and naming them and naming them.
Ciampa. But Ciampa is a different story.
No, Ciampa is still in NXT. Oh, he's gone.
No. Ciampa was actually going to do good things.
But he hasn't.
But he got injured.
Right. So my point.
But that's the thing though. He might have been another one if he didn't got injured. That I would say that
he was up there with wasn't he tag teaming with the Miz at one point?
He was his bodyguard, but
what did he do?
After that story,
that's the only thing I remember.
No, because him and then the other dude that we was teaming up with, when they had DIY,
right?
They were all in the storyline with Loomis,
right?
Because Gargano and Loomis were teaming up in NXT.
So my point is, up at the main roster, what that?
But the thing is though,
because you're saying he got injured, you think that would have been an exception to the rule?
I think he would be another one that they may have pushed. But besides him, I don't think there's
anybody. But he's small.
But the thing is, though, they were going to actually push him until he got injured.
Who was going to push him? Vince?
No. Triple H.
Okay, thank you, y'all. Thank you.
No. Like Bronson Reed came up too with the Miz, and then they broke him off. His first thing he did was he came back.
Right, but then the thing about Bronson Reed, he was in Elimination Chamber.
I get that.
Right.
But
he didn't cast him away.
I get that. But they were going to do the same thing with Ciampa until he got injured. He's supposed to do the little program with the Miz, and they're going to break him off and do something else.
Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Now,
but see, the thing about it is, Reed is big.
I understand that.
But Ciampa is small. I don't know.
I don't know what they would have done with him.
I don't know what they would have done with him.
That was another one they were rumored to push him.
But do you think, so think about it. Ciampa, in theory, look at the sizes. Vince McMahon pushed Theory.
Yeah, because he was going to be the one that's going to dethrone
Roman. You think he would have did the same thing with Ciampa?
Probably not.
Thank you.
Even though he had some appearances back in the day.
Thank you.
With
that's the thing about it now with WWE. Vince McMahon, I just wish he would go. I don't wish death upon anybody. I wish he would just go away forever.
Let me ask this question. How would it WWE been if they did, if Theory was champion?
They would have took it off of him. I don't think he wouldn't have had. I don't think he would have had a Roman run.
Or would it be more like a Miz when Miz had the title?
I would. You know what? No, I'm gonna surprise y'all. I'm gonna surprise y'all with this.
The Miz.
I'm gonna surprise you with the name. I'm gonna surprise you with the name I'm about to say.
I did not like the Miz with the main title.
I think they would have treated Theory like Jericho in WWE when he won the title.
Oh, when he won
Undisputed, they would have probably kept it on him for a minute, but eventually he would have fell off. And the United States title or the Intercontinental title would be the title that he keep. And then the thing about Jericho, after he won that title, they put him in title matches, but he never won. But he will always win either the Intercontinental or the United States or a tag team. He'll win all those other titles, but I
think he had a run with the world title, but not.
Well, like I said, they better put him in matches. But he never wore it again.
I think he actually won the world title a couple of times, but he never won the WWE title.
Well, whatever title, but that's what I'm saying. That's my comparison with Theory. They would have treated him like Jericho. Vince McMahon, I think thinks of Theory like Jericho, or even like I would probably say the Miz too. I would put the Miz in that. I would put the Miz. Either the Miz or Jericho in the same sentence with Theory. They would have treated him like that. Because remember, he's not bigger, strong. He's not bigger, stronger, faster. See, Vince McMahon always like bigger, stronger, faster. Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, Roman Reigns, Hulk Hogan.
I wouldn't put him in the same sentence with Daniel Bryan because different story.
Right, Daniel. Right. I wouldn't have put him because they didn't want him. They didn't want Daniel Bryan. It was just like Sammy. It's the fans. Because they didn't want Batista. Remember, Batista, bigger, stronger, faster. Vince McMahon wanted Batista to win. But because of outpouring love from the fans, that's why they gave it to Daniel Bryan.
The other thing, too, is Batista. There's rumors that Batista may be headlining.
Yeah, because he was supposed to go during the pandemic. But because of the pandemic, he didn't go.
But yeah, he might be.
So I forgot all about him. I totally forgot all about Batista.
All he does is movies.
Yeah, and he's a good actor. Don't get me wrong, but
coming out too. That's really
it's already out.
Horror movie.
It's already. It came out about 2 weeks ago. It's been like 2 weeks now.
I see that too.
Yeah. So yeah, I totally forgot. And he's from DC, so I totally forgot about him. Yeah,
it makes sense though, because Undertaker. He didn't go in until it was in Dallas.
But I think what they do too with the Hall of Fame, they kind of doing the 5-year thing in a way, or 2-year thing, or they let him get away for a minute, for a couple of years, and then like do like a nostalgia type deal. But I don't know.
It's like, but when Eddie passed, it's like, okay, we're gonna put him in there.
Right. Yeah, I don't mind that. If you die or pass away, you automatically put him in the Hall of Fame.
Too,
put him in the Hall of Fame.
Jared's dad passed away recently.
Right. So put him in the Hall of Fame. Put him in there. If death, I would say put him in there. They deserve it. Why would you make them wait 5 years? Why? They're already, by then you won't remember him. When you put him in there, you won't remember him. So yeah, I would say put him in there. I would say put him in there.
Manga might be going in too this year.
Put him in there too. I don't mind. I don't mind that. Like I said, it seems like the field for Hall of Fame candidates is getting real small now. It's getting real small. Because now everybody that you wanted in is already in.
Then they got to put a celebrity in too.
Yeah, exactly.
And they got to put a tag team in.
I
think the other boys too that you wanted to go in are going to go in too this year.
Who?
I think it's Demolition.
No, Demolition's already in. They're already in. Axe and Smash are in there. Axe, Smash, and Crusher, they're already in there. Yeah. They're already in there.
Are they in there as single competitors or as a team?
Demolition as a team. They were never, only person that really stood out in Demolition was the Repo Man.
And he's not going there.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going in. No.
Who cares about the Repo Man?
It's Repo Man. That was a dumb character anyway. Yeah, so like all the characters from those days, like the early 80s and early 90s, they're not going in. They're not going there. Nobody else is going there. It's going to be
No, I know,
the Attitude Era and in the past, in the recent, like in the last 10 years,
or anybody on the independent scene that has some
right?
significant.
Yeah. So everybody, man, that's what was really hard with me was
because you had Boo the Butcher go in and he.
Yeah, so I don't think that it's going to be too many Hall of Famers from back in the 80s. I think we're going to have a lot of Hall of Famers from the Attitude Era and up.
But is there anybody that you would put in from the 80s if there was a person or two?
I think everybody that I would want in the Hall of Fame is in the Hall of Fame already.
Dad's not in the Hall of Fame.
He's not the 80s. He's more like the 60s and 70s.
Well, he was also...
And he's more of a promoter. He wasn't really a wrestler.
He was more of early times too, because he also started TNA with his son.
Yeah, but like I said, he's more of an owner / promoter, not a wrestler. He never wrestled, so
okay.
I get you on that one.
I know we've been going long today, one of the longest casts that we did. So hopefully y'all enjoy this. Because
yes.
We've been ranting for at least an hour and a half.
I mean, just rambling about. We just did a rambling podcast today. I think that's what we're gonna call it in the description. Rambling podcast for the week of blank.
The stinking, because it stinks so bad, just like your New York Giants.
No, please, no. Yeah, even though it's called the Stinking Sports Entertainment Show podcast, live stream, everything. But if you do like the channel, do the likes. Definitely do the likes. Do your likes and do your favorite wrestling move on the subscription button. And in the comments, let me know what's your favorite wrestling move that you use to hit the subscription button. Michael, you got anything in the show with?
I mean, we went on too long, but we got. I'm trying to get you, and maybe on the next podcast we could talk about it more. Get you to get on to the NXT New Japan train.
You might get me on one of those. I don't know which one yet, but you'll get me on one.
Probably be more NXT because New Japan is for
basically.
New Japan, they're just like when you do something good. At least in Japan, they're changing in the United States. But at least in Japan, they sit there in silence.
Well, like I said, one of them.
Cool happens in the ring or somebody wins, you just hear.
Okay, well, like I said, it put me to sleep. I know when I know when I need a good night's rest. I know to put on New Japan Pro Wrestling because I'll get this a snooze fest.
That's how it is in Japan. It's a snooze fest.
But it's all good though. But like I said, you guys, we about to wrap this up. We about to get up out of here. Love, peace, hair grease, and I'm out.
Peace.